You're here today with another episode of Massive Games, and today we're gonna be speaking about League of Legends. This is one of the biggest games in the last decade, and they have cemented themselves in the first two spots in it. And also, I'd like to attribute to Riot the fact that they actually have contributed a lot to actually making streaming what it is today in 2020. I'd say it's a fine choice of game in the coronavirus state of the world, while everybody has to be quarantined. And I did used to play this game quite a lot, much less recently, but due to the lockdown as well, I have been logging pretty frequently, almost every day, to play at least some ARAMs with friends, since I've always found them quite fun. I've always thought of the ARAM as the vent mode in a league, when you just get a little bit tired of the toxicity of the ranked or normal mode and just people non-stop tearing off each other all the time, and you just want to just chill, play some fun game, and just throw some spells at people, and you have a lot of this in ARAM. Everybody is playing in the one lane that the whole map at, and it's a big 5-on-5. People are just blasting skill shots at each other, and it can be quite fun. As I said, I know I personally just love spamming that ARAM mode. However, the game is usually played on 3 lanes with a jungle as well, in a 5v5 mode again. I'm pretty sure most of you are familiar with the MOBA genre and League itself, as it has really cemented itself as one of the biggest games of all time. Generally in League you can pretty much die as much as you want, but the one thing I love about ARAM is you do have to actually die to buy things. Every once in a while you can kind of cheese it a little bit, but once you have a lot of gold, you just gotta go for that all-in to die, actually shop a little bit so you can make some more impact in the game, have some more damage or tankiness or whatever you need, whatever your character needs, your legend of course. And the respawn timers are quick in ARAM, and basically you can die all you want, reset, try again, hit your skills. Just train a character a little bit, train it to actually hit your skill shots. I found it like a perfect little mode for that place. And alongside you are playing with people, having some fun. As you can see, the Tom can't hear, he's taunting us. He's having fun definitely as well. While we're getting hooked off our asses. Blow the tower. A game of ARAM usually takes between like anywhere from 13 to 25 minutes most of the time is the time frame you're looking at. Throughout years, Riot Games has really tried to make a competitive scene for League as it seems. Of course, that has as well came in with a lot of streaming actually, which is why I said that Riot has actually contributed a lot to the streaming world as a whole, since their tournaments are one of the original most watched tournaments, and specifically the World Championship of League of Legends. And every single time they rack up a humongous number of viewers, especially on the final day, the final match of the event, when the champion is gonna be crowned. And I've seen them rack up like 8.8 million, like more than 5 years ago probably, on the final match. I believe that year SKT won, while the SKT reign was in action, and Faker of course. So the game itself has really streamed a lot of its top-notch games, made a league in every region that's separate, and just allowed people to compete in it, which is why it does have one of the biggest pro scenes in gaming currently, I'd say. Now, these are all the winners of the World Championships throughout the years. The very first one was held in 2011 in finals location in Sweden, which was won by Fnatic, and 3 victories for SKT and 2 for Samsung Galaxy throughout the years, which are the holders of most victories throughout the world events. The most recent winners were FunPlus Phoenix from China. They were able to win the tournament with their unorthodox play, at least seen by most, and just prove themselves in the world of League of Legends as one of the toughest teams out there to play against. Due to that very strange style that people seem to be referring to, or at least were by then. Asia as a whole has been the king of world championships pretty much, as they've won pretty much all but one, which was won the very first one by the European Fnatic. 5 total victories for Korea spread between SKT and Samsung Galaxy, and 2 for China, that being Invictus Gaming and FunPlus Phoenix, and the very second tournament won by Taipei Assassins from Taiwan, from Southeast Asia. So pretty much Asia has been ruling the World Championships, and that is there's a very good reason for that. They do have a work ethic in gaming, basically, that's not very well received or seen much in other countries, and they do get the best coaching and way of training, I'd say. As it seems, it does yield some results, definitely. I wanted to check what's the current viewership in Twitch, and League was first again with almost 300k. There was the LEC on, I believe, the European Championship. So their viewership has not really declined that much, even though all the other big games, big names, AAA titles coming out. League has always been up there in the very first few games all the time. The category itself is quite saturated. There's a lot of people streaming it, and even more so watching it, of course, which has been quite a desired category for a lot of streamers to actually expand in. We've seen the likes of all kind of people racing the League of Legends title in Twitch. People like Tyler1, who were huge underdogs, and there was free Tyler and everything. All kinds of fun scenarios. A lot of people like quitting pro scene just to become streamers in League. One personal favorite of mine, that being I'm a cutie pie, and there's a lot of relatable faces in that category, at least, and it's been mostly fun to be honest. In more recent events, Riot Games announced a bunch of other games that they're going to be releasing for after their 10-year anniversary. Actually, they've announced a FPS game, a RPG game, honestly a lot. I also tried playing their card game that they already actually released. I got a little beta key when it was for in those 1 week window times that it was open twice. I explained that so freaking poorly. However, yeah, you got what I'm saying. The game itself is pretty fun, like a nice combination of some Hearthstone with Magic the Gathering with a lot of League of Legends lore, and it does have a personality to it, the way that the characters interact in between each other, and it's a neat little game that they are making. Pretty sure they announced that they're gonna be actually releasing it for mobile as well, and I see a lot of reason in that. It's a good idea, definitely, and the game itself is quite fun and relaxing, fast card game with Riot Games twist. Another title they announced is a Valorant, their FPS genre game. It's gonna be a 5v5 shooter with spells as well, so it's gonna be quite a fight, I suppose. I know a lot of streamers are looking forward to it and to actually trying how it will be once it launches, if there's gonna be some pro scene on it as well. I'm pretty sure Riot's gonna want to push that and try to make that game as competitive as it can be as well. And who can blame them? League of Legends turned out pretty fine, of course. But there has definitely been quite a buzz around Valorant in the last month or so. Maybe rightfully so. Maybe it is gonna be coming big, but a lot of the FPS players are indeed loving the idea behind it and looking forward to trying it. So I guess I am too. As well. When you play League, you might like the skins that Riot are releasing. They're releasing a whole lot of skins for people to basically have fun with. I do have a little bit of an issue with the fact that they do tend to nerf champions to the ground so that they're pretty much not played at all, which is the case for almost half of the champions most of the time. So you gotta kind of keep up with the meta, especially if you want to play ranked, since most of the time you are gonna be pushed to play some of the more meta champions because people do believe they're gonna win it, and Riot do make these buffs quite significant and nerfs, and well, just to say, it is quite likely to win with the meta champions instead of the not meta, but you can of course prove that wrong. And the one other strange thing to me from Riot is, why haven't they actually increased the payout on the World Championship? I mean, in the face of Dota, the other big MOBA, they have really made an effort to show the world that people can actually earn huge amounts of money even from one tournament, and well, it kind of seems a little bit low to be between 1 and 2.5 million, even if that sounds high when their competitors' game is giving out a few times more. However, they have made an amazing game with an even more amazing pro scene, so who am I to judge that, of course. However, League of Legends has indeed been one of the biggest games out there for the last 10 years, and quite rightfully so. It's hella fun, it's quite interactive, and you get a lot of updates by Riot, which is a great thing to have by the developer, of course. Yours truthfully, Massive Games here. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that ring bell so you get notified when new clips come out. Peace out, guys.